my name is Valerie. I'm sure you've seen me before on YouTube with my singing, but singing is not actually what I want to do. It's just something I did for fun. But I actually am trying to be a photographer, and I'm looking to promote my work and practice as much as I can with it. I've been told videos are a good way of being able to promote my work, so I'm going to give this a go. I don't think I'm very good with videos, but I'll persevere. So I came up with this game yesterday, where I roll this dice to decide which way I go. So if I want to go left, it's 6. If I want to go right, it's a lower number. And then wherever I go, I'll photograph whatever I find. It's just a bit of a game, really. It's just a bit of fun. So I'm going to give this a go, and I'll see you in a minute. Hello. Right. I'm gonna throw the dice to determine which way I'm gonna go. So I think it was left was 6 and the lower is right. So it's on a 6 at the moment. Have a look at that. It's on a 6. And then I'm gonna throw it. And now it's on a 4, so I go right. So coming out on the right, I'm coming out onto the railway village of Swindon. This is the back bit of the Swindon Railway. There's a bit of a history to it, although they've got the scaffolding up at the moment, so it's not quite as photogenic as I would like, but this is Swindon Railway. So I'm going to take a few photos of the things I find wherever I go. Just having a look at the things around me. I've got the clothes pegs there. Pretty interesting, I think. A little bit of colour. Maybe I'm a bit boring, I don't know. But I just like little quirky things that stand out. So yeah, this is me on my journey normally when I go around doing photography. I look at the things around me, think of things that I want to photograph, and do my best to get a really interesting image out of them. So I got a couple of images of the pegs. I'm also looking at the wheel. There's a little interesting wheel I love here that I love taking photographs of. Got a few already of these little wheels that I capture. And you got the little flower pots next to them, and it's just nice and rural. It's quite, part of the Swindon Railway look, I guess, and part of the history. You look over there, you've got the houses all back to backs on the back streets, and I love going through the tunnel as well. That's another interesting shot I like to get photographs of, is the tunnel. Yeah. I just captured a few more photos. I got one of an interesting cat over here. Yeah, I'm doing my journey. I just like to look around at things. I feel like a big kid, just looking at things that I want to take photographs of, and it might be ordinary things to most people, but for me they're, it's like the little unique things that I like to look at. Yeah, this is part of the railway. I'll show you again. I'm walking under the tunnel because it's like going through a train. Or at least the way I like to think of it, it's like where the train would come through. Maybe I'm wrong, but the way I like to think of it is like I'm walking down the train track to where it used to be. And then as it comes out of the train track, I'm going to take a few photos here, so I'll stop the video here. So yeah, this is part of the railway. I'm filming underneath the bridge, or archway rather, not the bridge. Yeah, just little unique looks really. I'm using the frame of the arch to do the rest of the photo. As you can tell, I might do photography, but I'm not very technical with the words, so I might be a bit skewed off in some ways. But I sort of just go out and practice the best I can, and I just look at making sure my images look as best as they possibly can by changing the aperture or the doodads on top of the camera. I find them difficult to explain personally, but like basically when I know what I'm doing when I'm doing the photography, but trying to explain what I do with the photography is another skill I think I need to learn. But basically I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing the camera, but I find it difficult to explain fully what I'm doing because I haven't got the technical knowledge, sort of thing. But I've been doing photography for like 10 years of my own. I go around and I capture interesting things that I feel look good. Obviously trying to make them as best as I possibly can. Yeah, this is part of my journey. I have anxiety as well, which is probably what comes across on my videos. I'm trying to overcome my anxiety to not be so thinking too much about why I'm doing this, you know, but it's a lot to think about. So I use photography as a way to help me with my anxiety a bit, as well as another tool to, you know, it keeps me calm, it gives me something to focus on, and you know, something to think about. Coming out on a part of railway village, you've got the houses here and the little cottages. Very beautiful area. Right, let's get the dice out again. Let's decide which way do we want to go. Do we want to go right or do we want to go left? So say right is 6 and left is whatever other number. So let's just roll the dice. Oh, 6. So it looks like I'm going right. So that's kind of lucky. So yeah, let's go down here for a bit. We've got the interesting lamps here. I took some photos the other day of the lamp, so I'm not sure whether to do more or show you the ones I've done previously. But yeah, you've got some lamps here. You've got a few bushes. Some modern fixtures, like you've obviously got cars in the street and things like that, so we're trying to avoid those bits, but sometimes a bit of urban comes into the mix. Sometimes when you're doing old-fashioned stuff, it's one of the challenges to try and find the old within the new. So for me, like, maybe try and blend them into the both, because we are in the modern world at the moment, so sometimes we get a mixture of old and new dotted around the place. Yeah. So I've come to this part, which is basically an alleyway, but I've always loved the texture of the wall. Like, this is a really nice place I found to do photography when you do close-ups of architecture. I like the patterns. And you've got a little lamp there, up there, the old-fashioned lamp. So I'm going to take a few photos of this bit. So this is the this is the camera I'm using at the moment. Nikon D3500. It's a really nice camera actually. I really love it. Got little features at the back. Yeah, just one of my. I'm really glad I got this camera. I've not stopped using it ever since I bought it. And you don't need an expensive camera to do great photography, I don't say, but at the same time, sometimes it's nice to have the gear that you need to pursue other interests. So, you know, don't feel disheartened if you don't have a camera like mine. You know, I started out with my phone a few years ago, and if you find the right people, sometimes they might lend you their kit to help you to photography. Maybe not, I don't know. But you know, when I was at college, that was pretty much it. I was given a bit of kit to go out and do some photography with, and it was great. And then you return it, and you still have great photos from it. But if you can invest in a camera, you know, I find Nikon's quite a good quality to use. And I think Canon's quite a good one, but I've never used Canon before, so that's another interest. I do want to get a Canon at some point, but I don't know what the differences are at the moment, so I'm just going to say Nikon is great. So, you know. Alright, I'm going to take some photos of the sign there. I like the little sign. Yeah, I'm going to take a few photographs of this. Okay. Right, time for the dice to decide which way I go. 6 is left and lower is right. And it's lower, so I'm going right. So we're coming away from the railway village a bit. Well, still part of the railway actually. You know, we've got the bridal shop on the corner here. I'm not looking to get married anytime soon, but it's nice to look at the dresses as I'm walking past. And again, you've got more of the houses down here as we walk towards Farringdon Park. So yeah, here is the Railway Community Centre Hall from the back. Part of Emlyn Square really. This is the other side of Emlyn Square where you got the glue pot. You got that bit over there. But yeah, you've got this side of the railway village going down onto Taunton Street. And yeah, it's just a nice little area. I love the flowers, so I'm probably going to stop and take some photographs of the flowers. I love the brickwork, so I'm probably going to take some photographs of that too. Yeah, there's loads of things around here to get images out of. We've got little flowers down here as well, so I'm going to aim to photograph some of these. So I've just been photographing this tree. It's a pretty awesome tree. I like trees. I'm obsessed with trees. I don't know why, but trees seem to like be my calling card. I don't know. I just, yeah, see a tree and I go, I thought I'd try and photograph that. Make it look more interesting than it is. But it's the way I like to do photography. Sometimes I like to take things that people think, oh, it's just a tree. And I go, no, it's not just a tree. It's a way of life. It's a lifeline. Without trees, we wouldn't survive because we would need the oxygen. So, you know, sometimes I like to go, yeah, look at that tree. Isn't it amazing? But, you know, to most people, it's probably like, it's just a tree. Why are you taking photographs of trees? But, you know, for me, it's like, bam, there's a tree and it's impressive and, you know, yeah, just I find it really interesting, like the little different shapes of the branch, you know, like the little the way they twist and turn a little bit. They look like hands a little bit, I don't know, or veins of a heart, you know. So I have my camera set on aperture. So that, yeah, I've got my camera set on aperture. I'll just turn it on a minute. Bit tricky filming one-handed. Maybe. So yeah, it comes up on the screen. Hold on a sec, this is a bit lopsided. So different things come up on the screen, so you can change your, let me see, you've got your, let me get this right. I forget the difference between the lot of them, I must admit. I have studied this. This is a shame my knowledge goes down the drain when it comes to the technology, because I have studied this. But first, every time I think I remember how to do photography, there's something that goes out of my head and I'm like, what the hell? So for me, I know I've got to change that 30 to a different height, and I need to press the button in order to do it. And then doodahs. So I have my camera set up the way I like it, the way I know how to do it. I change it whenever I feel it's too light or too dark, and that's the way I look at it. I know it's not the best way to do it, because I know I need to be more technical, I guess. But for me, I'm looking for a really good photo. So long as I know roughly how dark or how light it is, I should be fine. And if I go with groups of photographers, sometimes they'll teach me stuff as I go along. So sometimes that's quite useful. And yeah, it's just remembering how to change my camera. It's also getting to know my camera, I guess, as well. But I try not to worry too much about it. I just try and focus on what I want to get photos of, and yeah. So this is me doing my photography. It's probably why I haven't made money from it yet, because I still have I'm sort of rough around the edges. I know where I'm good, but I know that there's a lot of things I need to work on to get myself into the higher categories of photographers. But I guess the only way to do it is to practice, and that's what I aim to do every day. Anyways, Emlyn Square. And there's another tree. I'm probably going to take a photograph of that one too. And then a bit shot of the tree that I just took a photograph of. Yeah, we're going to walk towards Farringdon Park, because that's where I'm headed. Yeah. Right, we've got another big tree, although the light's coming in, so it's a bit bright. So yeah, here's another part of Farringdon Park. So we walk around. So let's let the dice decide which way I'm gonna go. So 6 is left, lower is right. It's lower, so I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna go this way. Got more trees here. Yeah. We've got some bushes around here. Could do the bushes. Just took some more photos of the trees. Had a bit of a challenge to setting my camera up properly, because it was bringing in too much light, and then I changed it and then it was too dark, and I'm like, oh god, I want to try and get this in the middle. But it's not too much to worry about. I got some good photos. It's a trial and error sometimes, getting the right photo, and there's a lot of challenges to it. So yeah, I figured it out in the end. more trees over here. I'm going to come off of trees a bit because I feel like I'm going on a theme of trees at the minute, but just following the route around. Quite a nice evening out. Got people playing around on the field. It's quite a busy day. People having fun or just relaxing. It's quite a nice local park to come to. Yeah, so my little outing. I'll do a few more things and then I'll wrap it up because I don't think you want to hear me talk about photography forever. So, but hey, it's my first video, so maybe I'm talking too much, I don't know, or not enough. Give me comments on how I'm doing, it will help me out a lot. I know my video is a bit shaky as well, so I'm trying to be as still as I possibly can, but it's not happening. And if obviously I had more equipment or friends to help me capture stuff, that would have helped out, but I'm a lone videographer at the moment. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with doing things on your own. Sometimes it's a good thing because it helps you learn how to process stuff. And, but yeah, this is my my walks around Swindon. Just doing a little one today, but we'll come back and do another at some point. Right, found these buttercups down here, right through the fence. Look at that. Look at those. Very pretty. I've got the frame of the fence, so I might just use that as well. Very cool. Okay, and that is my Farringdon Park. Obviously I'll do some more from another point of view, but I really need the loo now, so I'm gonna head home. I probably shouldn't have shared that, but oh well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video hopefully, and please keep watching. Please let me know how I'm doing. Obviously it's my first time doing a video, so I'm a bit rough around the edges, and I probably talk about a load of stuff that didn't need to be spoken about, but oh well, that's the way I am. That's just my personality. I blurt things out that I don't think probably shouldn't be spoken about, but oh well, there you go. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.